So in here, it looks like we've got a... Oh, SN0144GX. I've already looked at this watch. Yeah, I've actually looked at this watch twice. There was one reviewed. There was another one that I bought in 36mm. So I'm assuming San Martin has sent me another version of this watch or something, or they've made a mistake and sent me a second one. So yeah, let's have a look. Must be a new variant. See, I thought that if they would send me anything, it would have been the new Year of the Snake watch, which looks absolutely crazy. But it also looks quite impressive. I think maybe they've redone the way that they do the logo on the top here. Feels a little more deeply cut, but there we go. Let's see exactly what they have sent. Oh, no, it is. Okay, that must be the code name. So it turns out the code name for the new Year of the Snake watch is SN0144GX, according to the box. What? Yeah, I mean, this watch could definitely do with a different code name. Not sure why they've reused that. Wow. This looks much better in person than in the pictures. They need to hire a YouTuber to do the product shots, because on AliExpress, which I'll link this watch on AliExpress in the video description if you want to check it out. The dial looks decent and it does look deeply cut, but it doesn't nearly have the shine like it does in person. Wow. It looks cheaper online, whereas in the flesh, this actually looks insane. Oh my God. Reminds me a lot of one of the Yema watches that I covered on the newsletter a few weeks back. And that watch also looks absolutely phenomenal, but that one had vertical wave pattern. Well, it was horizontal ridges with the lines going vertically, whereas this is a big swirl from the center, and it looks... That's just unbelievable. How much is this watch? Okay, so it is actually relatively expensive by San Martin standards. If this was like 200 quid, I think I would have been mind blown. I mean, it's still quite an achievement. I think it's 370 to 390, depending on where you buy it. That's British pounds at the time of recording. And that honestly doesn't surprise me. I'll see if I can get a close-up of this dial. Wow, that is unreal. Now, they've released a few of these Chinese New Year watches before, and it makes sense for San Martin as an actual Chinese brand to do this. Whereas I've seen other brands like Swatch who go on and on about their Swiss roots, who also released a watch celebrating Chinese New Year. Which, come on, if you're going to make a cash grab watch, at least do a better job of hiding it. Whereas it makes sense for San Martin. No, they're actually Chinese. They've got factories in China, offices in China. This is very, very impressive. Even at, you know, 400 quid, maybe with import fees like 450, maybe 500. Even at that price, this is one of the best dials I've seen on a watch, full stop. But let's get the plastic off anyway. I'll wish you through the basics. I think for the most part, this watch is the same as the other SN0144s. That is crazy. This has to go in one of the best dials of the year already. And we're only in February. And I think this is a version of the standard 39mm SN0144. So yeah, 38.7 wide, lug to lug 46.3, and very thin, as you can see, 10.4 with a slightly raised crystal there. And it looks thinner than that. It definitely looks thinner than that. Now, there is one thing I definitely want to mention, and it's something I've had a problem with on my watch. Now, for the most part, this bracelet is unbelievable. The best finished bracelet on any watch I've encountered, I think. Definitely any sub £1,000 watch. Even has the nice faux glide lock style adjustment system, so you can make tiny adjustments on the fly, which is nice. But I did notice that when it came to taking links out of my other watch, and this is my previous SN0144, and you can see the similarities in the design, but I had a problem with the bracelet on this where the screw in this very final link here, which I needed to remove because I needed to remove this link, this screw just would not budge at all, completely locked in place, and I ended up absolutely butchering it. There was just nothing I could do. I've got all the high-end watch tool kits, as you can imagine, and this one was just fixed. There must have been like a tolerance problem, or it wasn't cut properly or something. One of the most fixed screw links I've ever come across. So yeah, that wouldn't budge. So that might be an issue that you run into, unfortunately. Thought I'd mention it because for the most part, this watch is the same. Miyota 9000 in the back, and you get like a kind of gimmicky snake symbol there on the case back. But in there, it's a Miyota, it says it 90S5. 10 ATM water resistance, solid links throughout the bracelet, as you would imagine at this price. And something else I've just noticed off camera is that the hands hands are actually different. I thought they were identical at first, and they are similar, but the hands on the standard SN0144 are pretty much flat. These aren't, and they definitely look better. These have got faceted sides and a faceted tip as well, which just gives them much more angular look. You can see the light play there you get with the hands, which just doesn't happen on the standard SN0144. As you can see on the right, they're just flat pieces. On the left, they do have multiple surfaces. Definitely looks better. Other than that, though, the watches look very, very similar. Now, at least from first impressions, this is definitely the best Chinese New Year themed San Martin to date. I looked at the previous one last year, and I'm aware of the one before as well. They all have like a similar red theme, and those ones were good. Had big oriental theming and all that. This one has simultaneously the most elaborate dial and also the most minimalist design at the same time somehow. But this certainly looks the highest quality. That is mad. Wow. So yeah, thanks to the San Martin official store for sending this in. Excited to get that under a macro lens to get a lot closer to that, because I was not expecting that to be anywhere near as good from the pictures. And it's almost like the pictures are renderings. It almost looks gelatinous here on the right, whereas it's much more metallic and you get much more of a sheen in the flesh. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. If this wasn't a Chinese brand, you know this would be 700-800 plus. Very, very special bit of kit, and not so niche either. That's the thing with some of the other watches. They probably have more of a niche appeal, but the Year of the Snake stuff is either resigned to the case back or it's really small at the bottom center there, and it's not so in your face, so you could realistically wear this out and about as a Gada watch, which I guess is what it's designed as, this SN0144. And there's a look at it on my 6¼ inch wrist. At the time of recording this, they only make this in the one size, and wow, it's actually available in way more colors than I thought. There's a purple, a blue, green, there's a black as well. I think red might end up being the most popular, but some of those other ones could be even more versatile. And no sign of a 36 or that other, was it 41 or 42 yet, and as a result it is a bit too big for me. The 36 tends to wear better, but you can see you do get that very flat wear profile, and I hope the effect comes across on camera. Normally I would say something like this was too bling bling for me, but it looks so good. It looks so expensive. I'm tempted to look past it. My goodness, who knows what this brand is going to attempt next.